Lesson greetings. This is Anuradha. This video is a continuation of an outline of British History Part 1. If you haven't yet listened to it, do watch it to get a better understanding of the basics. Now, coming to this video, it focuses on 5 kings who ruled England from William I the Conqueror to Edward III, and it covers the period from 1066 to 1377. As you can see in this slide, I have already discussed about the Romans, that is Julius Caesar, the Danes, Alfred the Great, and Edward the Confessor. Now we'll get to know about the 5 kings who ruled England: William I, the Conqueror, William II, Henry I, Stephen of Anjou, and Henry II. Let's start with William I, who ruled England from 1066 to 1087, who came from Normandy, its end in northern France. He landed in England via boat. As he got down from the boat, he stumbled and was about to fall down, but pretended not and took a handful of sand and officially announced to the men around him that he would hold England as he held the sand. It happened, as he said, within few years. William I is also called as the Conqueror. Why is he called as such? And there is a reason behind it. Conqueror is a person who defeats a place or people and overcome and take control of by military force. William I of Normandy defeated the English army, which was led by the Anglo-Saxon king Harold Godwin's son, the leader of the English nobles in the Battle of Hastings. William I was crowned as the king in Westminster Abbey in the year 1066 on Christmas Day. He had complete control over the country. In this slide, we'll see some of the important transformation that had happened while England was under the rule of William I. He made many reforms. The most important among them to be noted was the English feudal system introduced for the distribution of land. William I took away the estates owned by Englishmen and distributed them among his Norman barons who had helped him to conquer England on 2 conditions. One is they should be faithful to the king, and the other is to help the king to fight his battles. Baron is a member of the lowest order of the British nobility and is not used as a form of address, usually referred to as lord. The barons divided their lands among their followers. The one who gave the land was called lord, and the receiver of the land was known as vassal. Vassal, a holder of land by feudal tenure on conditions of homage and allegiance, that is, respect and loyalty. This system made the king the lord of all the land, but in the course of time, the king found it difficult to control his vassals, and there was frequent fight for supremacy between the king and his barons. This system slowed down the economic progress of the country. They even had a book drawn up called the Domesday Book, which contained all the necessary information about every bit of land in England. All over the country, the Norman barons built huge castles. Both the language and the way of living of the people of England were influenced by the French rulers. William I of Normandy from France, who ruled England for nearly 4 centuries, and his period came to an end in the year 1087 when he died. After William I came William II, also known as William Rufus. So you would be wondering, who is this William II? He is none other than the third son of William I, who became the King of England from 26 September 1087. He was a cruel man. While hunting in the New Forest, he was pierced with an arrow drawn by an unknown hand. His dead body was found by the foresters, who carried on a cart to Winchester. Winchester, it's an ancient capital city of England. He was buried without any religious ceremony. After William II, Henry I, also known as Henry Beauclerc, the fourth son of William I, became the King of England and ruled from 5th August 1100 to 1st December 1135. The next king to rule England was Stephen, a Hungarian royal prince of the Capetian House of Anjou. He ruled from 1135 to 1154. Next came Henry II, who ruled England from 1154 to 1189, was the brother of King Stephen. An important event took place during his rule was the quarrel between the king and Thomas Becket. Thomas Becket, son of a London merchant, was originally the Chancellor of Henry II. As Chancellor, Becket was hardworking and loyal to the king. The king later appointed him as the Archbishop of Canterbury, in a thought that Becket would obey him like before, so that he could attain complete control over the church. But Henry II was greatly disappointed in his expectation. The reason they had dispute among them was about the trial of the Cremonese clergyman. It was actually a struggle for power between the state and the church. The king claimed that the offending clergyman should be tried in the king's court according to the law of the land. The archbishop, on the other hand, maintained that clergymen should be tried in the ecclesiastical court according to the canon law. Becket was stubborn in his decision, which made the king angry. Fearing fatal consequences, Becket fled to France, and the controversy continued for nearly 6 years. As years went by, both of them became less stiff, and some sort of agreement was made between them. Becket returned to England on 1st December 1170. On returning back, Becket excommunicated the bishops who had sided with the king in the time of their quarrel. The king got angry by this and expressed his desire to get rid of the quarrelsome Archbishop Thomas Becket. King Servile men took his words and proceeded to Canterbury on 29th December. The four knights got into the cathedral where Becket was saying his evening prayers. In the course of an argument, the knights grew violent and drew their sword and killed Becket. The entire Christendom was shocked. The archbishop was declared a saint within 3 years of time. The Canterbury Cathedral, which contained his tomb, attracted pilgrims from all parts of Europe. The king himself felt sorry for his rash words and did penance for his sin. He allowed the clergy to be tried in the ecclesiastical court. Thomas Becket has been commemorated in English literature by some of the famous poets in their works, like Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales. George Darley and Alfred Tennyson portrayed Becket in their dramas, and T.S. Eliot's Murder in the Cathedral. In my next video, I'll discuss about the next 6 kings who ruled England, that is Richard I, John, Henry III, Edward I, Edward II, and Edward III. Hope this video is useful and informative to you. See you in my next video. Now I bid you adieu. Thank you.